I'm not going to say a single word about the Tennessee Titans record against the Indianapolis Colts because I was a punter, and there's no reason for me to talk about that. With that being said, we did not punt much against the Tennessee Titans, so you probably have no clue who I am to begin.
Look, I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, call it audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with the showstopper. So hot, you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff, then I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit him right in the chest. It be looking like magic, better give me the throne. I ain't talking about Patrick, but I rep my home. I'm never at the end of my zone. I'm bad to the bone, eating up these pig skins like they chicharrones. And you a douche cabron. Mira, mira at the mirror on the wall. I'm the greatest of them all. They gon' put me in the hall. Your name is only written in a bathroom stall. Quit your stalling and make a play. My drive too long, pop the clutch, I don't pump the brakes. I know what it takes to gain the muscle, get rugged. These butterfingers be fumbling, squash the scrimmage and rub it in Robitussin. How I give them concussion, they see in double, they rushing and pass the shovel, the dirt and rubble, I bury them under it. Stay in your huddle and get 10 yards back. Never turn your back. I'ma pull your flag. I go full contact. Out punch, out kick like a shotgun.
What's going on, guys? We're back with another episode of Hush Your Mouth Podcast. And yeah, guys, how we feeling after the aftermath of the game on Sunday? That's how we feeling. We all feeling like
now. We're good now.
Yeah, it only took us a couple of days to get over this game and how the outcome was. You know, losing by 3 and had opportunity. I feel like I had opportunity to win the game, but guess what, guys? I got to go ahead and start with this. The curse continues. That's the name of the episode. The curse continues. But before we get into this episode. In the title of the episode and the reaction of the game, we want to start out with our thoughts and prayers for the ones that be impacted with Hurricane Milton. I think it's touching down tomorrow. I'm not sure the time, but I think it got the update saying that it's now a Category 5 hurricane that will be touching down to I think the bottom half of Florida. So we want to send our thoughts and prayers to everyone that be impacted in that storm. That's in the area of the storm. So. We want to send our prayers out to them. Anyone of y'all want to say anything?
Prayers for that entire city, that entire state. Please be safe. Please stay in contact with your families. Anybody that I know down there, contact me. Please let me know you're okay. You know, to have that happen back to back, that's very unfortunate, circumstantial, and just prayers and everything for those people down there.
Yes, sir. What about you, Austin? Anything before we move on?
And just definitely just praying for everybody, praying for safety, praying for everybody's homes. You know, it's always devastating. Can't do anything about it, and you just hope it doesn't destroy everything that you own. You know.
Yeah, just understand that the things that are material, you can get that back. Please, be safe. Choose your safety over material. So don't try to take everything you have. Just you take you and your family can be in safety. So we want to start out the show with that before we get into our next thing, which is the Fan Battle Network. You can catch all of our articles. You can check out merch. We got a merch on the fanbattlesports.com. Check out the merch. Check out the articles. Past episodes you can go back and look at where we had our great takes and not so great takes. We had our sad faces. We had we was all excited, pumped up on those episodes. So go check that out. Like I said, plug it in at www.fanbattle.com, sports.com. But yeah, guys, it's Sunday was one of those, where I feel like it's 10th year in a row where we cannot win in Jacksonville against a team that was reeling. It was 0-4, but they felt like they had the confidence of beating us in Jacksonville, and they rightfully so because we haven't done it yet, and we had to prove it. That we can. Sunday, it looked like we could have proved it. I think we went down like 18 points or something like that and kind of came back and made it a game. It's still, they won by a field goal to close it out. But we're gonna go ahead and get into some of our banners or topics for the episode. But before we do that, our right guard, I think it's announced the same day. I think it's announced after the game on Sunday that he was out. I think he was it fibula that he broke.
I think so. Yeah.
He broke it. I think they say he'll stand back. He'll stay behind in Florida to have his surgery, which he did. And I think today we got the news that it was successful. So, what are your thoughts on him being out for the season, and what could it impact our offensive line with him being out, and who will replace him?
Yeah, it definitely sucks losing offensive linemen. They've been playing good all year. He's really stepped up this year where we thought right guard might be a position of need, and he filled the role pretty well. And then Dalton Tucker filled in to finish the game. I've heard maybe people might try to want Tanner, the backup center, to fill in the role if Ryan Kelly's healthy, but I'm not 100% sure who's going to do it.
Yeah, we'll know more about that. As far as practice goes, we'll know about that tomorrow when they start our practice. So we'll know. Go ahead, Ron.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just going to say it's a tough loss. Will Fries, he's been very good up front this season. We've had one of the best offensive lines. And, you could look at it right now. He's one of the more underrated reasons why it is as a complete of a unit as it is. But as much as I don't like Chris Ballard right now, that's a unit that he's always been pretty good at keeping tight, and we've moved guys around and done what we needed to do. So, that's probably the one position on our entire team where I'm comfortable with the next man up mentality.
Yes, like you said, having him, we didn't, years ago we didn't know who was going to be our right tackle. We lost, was it Reed? We lost Mark Glowinski. We lost a couple guys that we thought could have stayed, and since then they've added guys in their position, like Will Fries in their position to hold that down alongside of Braden Smith, which has been good. So this is going to be a tough loss. Hopefully Dalton Tucker can fill in that position as he did in the minimum snaps Sunday. Hopefully he able to man that position and moving forward. Mm-hmm. Another topic that we got, another piece of information we got, was it Sunday or Monday it happened? Yeah. We got wind of our cornerback that is on face of a meme right now. Well, not face, his body is on a meme for trying to tackle Brian Thomas Jr. on Sunday, and was not successful. He was flying in the air, but we got wind of this guy being cut from the team on Monday. Dallas Flowers was released from the Colts for already bad secondary. For him to be released, what you got to think about that? Go ahead, Ron.
I'm glad to see some accountability for poor play out there at that position, but it's really heartbreaking when you think about what would actually happen to address it. We'll probably just get another Dallas Flowers guy to go out there and play on the outside. It's really heartbreaking. I don't want to be hard on the kid because he plays hard. You could see the effort there. He wants to make that play. He's just not talented enough to catch a guy like Brian Thomas in open space. He's just not. And we'll get into all that extra sauce later, but, I feel sorry for the guy. I know he's a hard worker, but, we have to find something. Anything could be better than what we have out there right now.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that Chris Ballard said we like. And another guy that Chris Ballard cut. And he's not filling those holes. Like, we keep cutting people, and we're not – like, we got Samuel Womack, which was a good pickup. But other than that, we're not filling the holes. We're just – people are getting hurt, and we're not filling the holes. People are getting cut, and we're not filling the holes. Like, I agree. I like the accountability. I'm glad we're taking accountability. And it does suck for Dallas because before his injury, he was looking good for us. But it's unfortunate that the Achilles held him back, and maybe he'll get another chance somewhere else. But I just hope we do something because I don't think David Long Jr. is going to do anything either.
Like Ron said, it's another guy that's a Dallas Flower replacement or a fill-in. That's what we did when other guys were down, and he came in and stepped up and made some plays then. And that was when all the fan base was like, "Hey guys, we got Dallas Flower. He's going to be our next cornerback, not lockdown, but next cornerback that's going to hold down that position until we get a cornerback, which we didn't get with this previous draft in the top couple rounds. I think we got him in later rounds. But to both of you guys' point, Ballard said in his press conference is that the reason why he did not address that position because he believed in Dallas Flowers and him coming off that injury. And we are 5 games in, and you ought to release him after his performance on Sunday. I don't know if it was just performance on Sunday or if it was just collective performance for the past 5 weeks. But nevertheless, he said that he believed in this guy, and the reason why he didn't make a move for like a Snead. Not saying they're not equal. Clearly, they're not equal. But he didn't make a move for Snead. He didn't make a move for. He didn't pick up Xavier Howard. He didn't re-sign Gilly Locke, Stephon Gilmore. He didn't do anything other than re-sign the guys that he had on the team. Like I know you guys have said, he's been running back with the same squads, and sometimes that can hurt us. It has hurt us in certain positions. But I want to address some of these comments before we move on to the next segment. Sean said hello, guys, along with Teresa. Thank y'all for being supportive as always. Every Tuesday, you guys are always in the comments, wishing us, the best of luck. Even sometimes the teams don't give us that opportunity, but you always, you guys are always in the comments supporting us, and we appreciate that. I know Sean said, I understand it, but we need it. We need him. I didn't understand that.
We need cornerbacks.
We need him to be good. That if he's not good, no, we don't need him. We have enough poor players in the secondary. No, we don't need a guy who can't cover or tackle in space. No, we don't. If he cannot do that, no, we do not need him. I'm sorry, Dallas Flowers, but no.
He said, our defense isn't really good anywhere. Linebackers is really disappointing us, even though EJ is leading. I think he's probably in the top 5 in tackles. Just not good as a group, as a unit. Our defense is not as good as we thought or was hoping to be in the offseason, with be thinking that, hey, just having Latu will help. I don't think, I know he's a rookie and I'm not hard on him at all. You guys know that I'm a big fan of Latu. So I'm hoping he's whatever funk he's in, he can get out of it. And I'm not depending on him to be our savior. I know we lost Pay, lost Lewis, and just relying on Latu.
Buckner's not there either. Your best player up front, your 2 best players are not there Sunday. Is what it is. Is what it is, though.
So it's tough. They got a couple more comments, and then we'll move on to Blue Nation said, I hope this is it for. Yeah, we definitely talk about that later on in the show, that we hope this is the last season because he's pathetic. And I want to. That's my nice way of saying that. I had other things to say on Sunday and Monday, and I'm glad you guys can't see them. So, I did have some other things to say. But let's talk about this here, man. This old guy here, this guy that took the Browns to the playoffs last year, and a lot of people have said that this guy's going to be week 1 starter, and we don't know if they were trolling or possibly they knew something that we didn't know. But the guy stepped in for the past 2 weeks. Got us the victory last week against the Steelers, which I'm very proud of because I hate that team. And had opportunity to win this game. And a guy went out and had over 300 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. What do you think about his performance on Sunday with the chance of winning that game? It's just our defense let us down.
I mean, like you said, he came in and stepped in, played well. The first drive was incredible. Perfect. And then we slowed down a little bit, but then we ended the game, finally targeted out Pierce. But I mean, he looked good the whole game. Just you don't really expect that from a 39-year-old coming off the bench, and he continues to do it every year now.
Yeah.
What you got on that? What's your take on that?
I mean, look, Joe Flacco is a guy I've liked his entire career. And if you actually, you can fact check it. Joe Flacco has played good in big games. So he's a guy that knows what it takes to get the job done. He knows about playing the game smart. Just take what's given to you. Play on time. These are things that are very undervalued in veteran quarterbacks today. guys that play within the offense, take what's given to them, play on time. You got to know what the protection is, get the ball out of your hands. Joe Flacco is just a great backup quarterback. There's probably not a better one in the league. He played phenomenal in this game. You can't really think of too many mistakes or bad throws that he made in this game against the Jaguars. I mean, he did everything you could do to help a football team win a game. Unfortunately, it just didn't go our way. But Joe Flacco's been a great pickup, a pickup a lot of people made fun of. And I think Shane Steichen had a huge say in bringing him in here because that's a guy who, even as old as he is, he still has some arm talent and can make some throws. And Joe Flacco knows how to use his pocket and do those veteran quarterback things. So I think he knew that was a guy he could work with, given if the circumstances brought it up. And unfortunately, Anthony didn't play. And good job by Joe Flacco. Very disappointed how he played that we didn't win.
Yeah, you definitely didn't want to waste a performance like that. A performance of the ages. I think he set up some type of record, either touchdowns.
He was phenomenal.
I mean, like you said, you thought the game.
People might be calling us wanting Joe Flacco with how good he's played. Like a team like a Miami, you think if Tua can't come back, you think Miami wouldn't pick up the phone and say, "Man, give me Joe Flacco."
Even now, they want to trade
for Bryce Young. No, give me Joe Flacco with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and all those guys. Like Joe Flacco needs to chill out.
Well, I was going to add to that point. To your point, Shane Steichen had an interview yesterday, and pretty much saying that AR is the quarterback if he's healthy, when healthy. So it goes to see does other teams want to get a trade for Joe Flacco, because I mean he's going to be on the bench for the rest of the season if AR is healthy for the rest of the season. So I mean right now I guess we'll see if teams are interested in making a move for him. I doubt they trade him because he's a veteran guy and can teach his young quarterback to do things that what he did on Sunday. Like I said, in the pocket, he didn't. Of course, he did run for 21 yards, which I was like, get your ass down. But but it got some first down. I mean, and the guy was slinging it. He said slinging it downfield. You want to say dotted up? He did dot up the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we did see a second half Alec Pierce where he was, it felt like he was always open because he kept torching whoever that was guarding him, defending him on that field on Sunday. It was like I said,
Burnt Toast was guarding him.
Who was it?
Burnt Toast.
Whoever was that's guarding him, yeah, like you said, Burnt Toast, because he could not defend him. I think he had an excellent catch. I think where his left hand, he tapped it into his arm to secure the catch.
That was crazy.
I mean, it looked like Dallas Flowers were playing for both teams yesterday. I mean, Alec Pierce was cooking. He was cooking. He's getting behind them. They couldn't do anything about it. He's a lot faster when he gets up to full speed than you think. He really is.
Speaking of Alec continues to play well, guys. I think he's leading our team in yards right now, and I think in touchdowns as well, as far as receiver goes. And he is doing an excellent job to earn his paycheck. As I've been very critical of this guy for the past 3 years. This is what I've been wanting to see. I've seen him play in Cincinnati against Alabama, and I guess he got locked down and they didn't win. But we ain't talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that or anything else got to do with Alabama.
Anchor down. Anchor down. Hold up. Hold on. The goalpost is still downtown.
No, they got out the ocean. They got out the ocean. The fire department got it out. Well, we're gonna talk about that. But we've been waiting to see this guy perform at this level, and he's doing it in 4 games this year. He did, because I think he didn't have a good game last week, but he's doing it in 4 games this year. What do you guys think about him emerging in this offense and being another part for this offense that can help us win more games going forward? Go ahead, Ron.
Oh, me? Okay. Well, I mean, look, Alec Pierce. I mean, he's been on our radar. We've obviously needed more from him in the last couple of seasons. I'll give Austin some flowers here. I mean, he was missed last year on some throws by Minshew. And that's another reason why I think we decided to go with Joe Flacco. I mean, when there's opportunities to be had down the field, you want those. I mean, no matter how methodical you want to be on offense, you want to be able to hit on these big plays. And What I do like that I'm seeing from Alec Pierce this year is that he's doing a much better job of finding the soft spots and the holes in these zones, and he's taking his route where it needs to go in response to these holes in these zones. I mean, people are saying he just runs a go route. He ran a cross route, a deep cross route for that touchdown. That's not a go route. That's a deep crosser. He found the soft spot in the zone. Joe Flacco knew where the spot of the ball needed to be. He made a great throw. And then Alec Pierce outran the defense. I'm not saying this guy's going to be the next Jordy Nelson or anything like that, but with the guys we have around him, you could expect to see a lot of big plays from him this season. I think so. And you've already seen it thus far.
Yeah, I said it. We just needed a quarterback that could throw it down the field for him to really show his full potential. And he's showed it this year, and he's earning his contract because it is a contract year, like you said. I like Alec Pierce. I've liked him since he came from Cincinnati. And I was really hoping he would show us what he could do, and I'm glad he's finally doing it this year.
I definitely agree. I definitely agree with what you're saying. Both of you guys are saying having him, because for the last maybe 10 or more years, we relied on one receiver, which was T.Y. Hilton. He had no help. We got receivers and Dante Moncrief, Baum. You had other. I don't want to list. I can't even list the other ones because they're. We have. I think Dorsett. No, he left beforehand. But we had other receivers that did not pan out. We got one that was from Carolina. I think he's a tight end now. I can't remember his name. But he played.
Funches?
Yeah, Funches.
Funches, Zach Pascal, Desmond Patton. I mean, our receiving core used to be the undrafted free agent room of our team. Thanks to Chris Ballard, it used to be that way. He has addressed it. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But it used to be a lot of guys like that shuffled out of our receiving core.
And neither of them pan out. We had Deion Kane we drafted from Clemson. That didn't work out. Like you said, DeReese Fountain, who was supposed to be a developmental receiver, that didn't work out because he was at a bad school. We just missed out on a lot of receivers, and then we started getting a trend of them with, Josh Downs, with Michael Pittman Jr., with Alec Pierce and A.D. Mitchell. I mean, we're doing the right things now. We're doing what we're supposed to do, and building on our young core. Get into some comments. Chris said, "Yo, what's up, Chris?
Yo, what's up, Chris? What's up, GOAT?"
We actually played a good game. Our defense, definitely sucked.
Yeah, no doubt.
Coach defense ranked after 5 weeks. Third on in rushing defense. Yeah, anybody can tell you that. 29th in passing. Yeah, terrible. 31st in yards a lot per attempt. It's not sustainable at all. Something got to change. It definitely got to change, man. I mean, we definitely tired of seeing the same thing. We thought this unit would be a lot better this year, and it's not playing up to the part that we thought it would be. Not lockdown, not top 5, but at least top 15. And it's not even close right now. It's 31 in pass in rush defense and yards per attempt, and then 29th in pass yards. So it's definitely disappointing to see this unit playing the way they played with them adding, keeping. And again, our GM decided to keep Gus Bradley when they picked up this head coach. They said, "Hey, we want you to keep Gus Bradley and his staff," and that's what they did. So we're paying for it now. Let's see. 300 passing yards to 3 different quarterbacks in 3 weeks is awful. Yes. Yeah, it was.
Won't happen again this week, though.
Trevor Lawrence. Yeah. Let's hope not. Trevor Lawrence. You had rookie Caleb Williams, and then who else was it? The bust Justin Fields. That's definitely terrible. So those 3 guys. Definitely it's painful to see 3 guys throw 300 yards in 3 different games, even though we won 2 of them out of 3. Who we got to replace Fries at right guard? I think it said Dalton Tucker is the guy that we're going to fill those spots.
That's what I think. Yeah,
you think? Okay. We'll know more at the end of the week who will replace. We just assuming or predicting that he will fill in those roles because it could be the backup center that Tanner that could fill those positions. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
yeah. The status of Kelly will probably determine a little bit of what we're going to do there. If he's ready to go, we got options. So you kind of want to wait to see what those options are. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Sean. He did play well, and we wasted his performance by the defense. Who I was hoping that they didn't drive down the field with 2 minutes, and they did. Trevor Lawrence he made enough plays to get his team down the field in position to win the game, and that's what happened. I was hoping that didn't happen, but you got to see the outcome of that. Flacco had like 44 attempts, and we lost. Yeah, definitely. Which I don't agree with that many attempts. That's a lot of attempts for a guy that's 39 years old. I didn't want it to be with AR after having having a shoulder injury. So I definitely wanted for a guy that's 39 to throw the ball 40 sometimes, as Kirk Cousins did last week, threw the ball 58 times. So let's say reach. He did. I don't know. It was 18 miles. It might have been 16 miles. Or 15, because but I mean, he had open field. Why not take that open, take the opportunity to get a first down for your team? Because nobody saw that coming. Nobody was stopping it. The same with, you guys remember when Matt Ryan did that against the Raiders. He ran for 32 yards. And I was like, if it's open, go ahead, but get down as soon as possible, because we already got
don't take a hit, please.
Yeah, don't take a hit, because we got issues already at quarterback, and we don't need to see. We don't need to see Sam Ehlinger in a game, especially down to your third quarterback. Man, I love that he's proving me right. Yeah, Flacco is proving a lot of people right. You're talking about him or Alec Pierce, Sean?
I think he said that whenever we were talking about Alec Pierce.
Yes, he is. I love the same thing. I've been critical, and he's proven me, proven me wrong.
Hey, man, as a fan, that's what you want. If you're going to be critical of somebody, you want to be wrong. Otherwise, why do you love your team? You don't want to kill these guys. I love Dallas Flowers, but, it is what it is. He didn't prove us wrong. He proved us right.
Next, we get into that conversation in a little bit on who we think should be the DC next year. There wasn't a run game. I said this when JT was not there, that we was going to suffer at run game. I had no faith in Trey Sermons or Tyler Goodson. They had some good plays, but we pretty much threw the ball a whole lot because our run game could not get going, and I knew that we were paid on that. So having JT was definitely missed on Sunday. Definitely. For sure. But this is a topic that everybody wants to talk about on Sunday, and it's rightfully so, and it's deserving. But I'll go ahead and ask you guys: should we dismiss Gus Bradley from this team? Pretty much send him to the XFL if he can. Go ahead, Austin.
Well, if you go back to Augustin Ramirez's comment, that should tell you all you need to know. If you have a defense that's consistently doing bad, the person over that defense should be held accountable, just like Dallas Flowers was. I think he should have been fired before this season, but definitely should be now.
I agree. With like you said, with those numbers and where we ranked in defense, this don't tell you that we can win games on defense. And we all know defense does win championships. We'll win games and championships, but this is not a recipe for neither. But go ahead, Ron, on your take on that. I know you had some notes you want to talk about.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, can I have the floor, please, gentlemen? Please, because this is, I love our fans, and I love facts. So I've done some research here, and all you got to do is, just look at everything in a full picture story here. Let me say, all those stats, all those defensive rankings, those are facts. Yes, they are. They are what they are. Gus Bradley needs to own them. You can always do a better job. But I want to bring some facts that the media and, the boneheads who run their other little fan pages on Twitter, and the facts that they're not telling. Let me give you guys some facts. So I left our defensive line out of the equation because I think when they're healthy, the adequate players and resources are there. They're there. If they're healthy, they're there. Chris Ballard came into the season and said that it's not a talent issue. It's a continuity issue. They need to play. Okay, here we go. Here are the facts, guys. EJ Speed is a 5th-round pick. He's in his 6th season. Not his 2nd, not his 3rd. He's in his 6th. Zaire Franklin is a 7th-round pick. He's in his 7th season. Not his 2nd, not his 3rd. He's in his 7th season. Jalen Carlisle, he plays in our base defense. He gets a pass. He's a rookie, but he is a 5th-round pick. David Long was a 3rd-round pick in 2019 by the Rams. He was cut, and we signed him off someone's practice squad. Is that correct? He was cut by the Rams, though. Samuel Womack was a 5th-round pick 3 years ago by the 49ers. We picked him up off their waiver wire. Kenny Moore, undrafted or not, he was a good player. He's in his 8th season. Kind of hard to be the best nickel in the league as you get older. You got a lot of space to cover. Chris Lamons, y'all even know who that is? He's an undrafted player. He's also in his 4th season. Jalen Jones, who you guys like a lot, I don't think he's too shabby. 7th-round pick. Yeah, he's in his 2nd season. But he did give up 4 catches with 2 pass defenses yesterday, but he also gave up 99 yards on those 4 catches right there. Julian Blackman, 3rd-round pick. We like Blackman. But, I thought he'd be better. He's in his 5th season, not his 2nd, not his 3rd. He's in his 5th season. Nick Cross, probably the best bright spot on our entire back end, is in his 3rd season. He's a 3rd-round pick. Okay. Trevor Denbo, another undrafted free agent. Seguin Olubi, another undrafted player. And then Grant Stewart, another 7th-round draft pick who's been in the league for several seasons. So when Chris Ballard comes into the season and says it's not a lack of talent, it's a continuity issue, he's a liar. All these players have been here with us for all these years, and you want to tell me that the reason is that they just need to play more? They need to play more. So all these players who were picked late in the draft, who might not make somebody else's roster, some of them didn't. That's why they're here. So, but it's not because we don't have enough talent. How? I can't make sense of it. I would take our defensive unit as a whole that we had under Eberflus over this unit any day of the week. I would. From a roster perspective, it was better. Bradley needs to do better, but how much more do you want him to do with less? Chris Ballard came in and said corner's the hardest position to play in the NFL. Well, why we got 7th-round and undrafted guys playing it? The hardest position to play, and you got the least talented guys out there? The least. Not mid, not, they kind of slipped in the draft. Maybe the production wasn't there, or maybe he was young. No, these are guys who are at the bottom of the pile.
I would say Juju was like the 2nd, 3rd-round pick, but
he's hurt.
Yeah.
He's hurt.
Yeah.
He's irrelevant. He's not playing. He's hurt. What did he play last year? Like 9 games? He's been hurt.
Yeah. He drafted him high, and like you said, been hurt. He hasn't been consistently on the field.
That's our defense. I'm just saying, I know you guys said, well, we thought it would be a better unit. I didn't. I thought the front 4 would be good. That's it.
And Trev said, that's pretty much excuses. What are you saying for us, those guys?
It's not excuses. It's facts. Those are just the facts. Same as the numbers. The numbers are also facts, but these are the players that you have out there giving up those numbers. It's just facts. It's okay to say 2 things are true. Maybe Gus Bradley isn't good, but I don't know a lot of good defenses that don't have good players. So
both, like you said, both things can be true. Having those players on your defense, it's underperforming, and having a DC that's old school. We thought, a lot of us, I know a guy, one of the Colts fans that I talked to earlier today, he mentioned how a lot of us was excited to have Gus Bradley because what he did with Seattle back in the day, but he could never recreate that with Indy. We do have the tall corners for him. It's just not a good unit right now. It's not a good unit, and it hasn't been good. It had some moments, it had good spots. Jalen Jones had a nice game against the Bears where he had 2 interceptions, and he played well against, I think, Steelers as well. No, he didn't. George kind of beat him pretty bad, but we're not going to talk about that. It's disappointing. It's definitely disappointing. I get everybody's point on that. I get all the comments, from Trail, Tyrell.
Let me at least answer the question too. If this defense doesn't show any signs of life as the season goes on, yes, you fire Bradley, but he better get ready to pack his bags, because when I look at this roster, this isn't excuses. These are facts. These aren't great players. They're not.
And a lot of people said that it could be a scapegoat for Ballard, using him as the scapegoat to say that he didn't coach well with the guys that he drafted, and use him as a scapegoat and fire him, and he keep his job. So that could be a thing that we can look for going forward. But speaking of the comment that was made, I'll go back to that comment by Blue Nation. He asked, so which defensive coordinator would you want next season? To bring to that point, should Colts add Robert Saleh to the staff with potential being promoted to DC next year? With potential. Not saying that he's going to be the DC right now, but being on the staff, maybe a consultant, whatever, with the potential of being the DC next year. What do you guys think? Go ahead.
Me? I think, yeah. I mean, if we have the chance to get him, we should. I think he's a good coach. I think he's a better defensive coordinator than he is a head coach. So him taking a lesser role and being a coach under Shane Steichen, I think would be good for him and Shane Steichen. So if we get the chance to get him, I say do it.
I don't know how you feel, Ryan, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, look, let's be honest. Robert Saleh, if he's going to take a job here, it's not going to be midseason. Not with these players. Why? Right. If you're Robert Saleh and you look at these players, I know fans love their team, but the truth is when fans love their team, they really overvalue their players sometimes. It's just true. We love them. I love them too. It's okay, but at the end of the day, I'm Robert Saleh, and I like to run cover 3 and quarters. I want to come here and have Zaire Franklin and EJ Speed. Did you guys know that the average grade, and this is at any point for any coverage player, is in pass coverage is 60? Zaire Franklin and EJ Speed have been below average, not just this year, their entire career. If the best defensive coordinators, yes, they're good, but they still have good players. They still have good players, guys. I love our front 4, but that's just one good unit to a defense that has 3 levels to it. I would love Robert Saleh, but why would he want to come here if Chris Ballard is going to give him this? Hey, Robert, come take all these Joes and all these Jimmies and all these McDingleberries, and let's make them all pro players and pro bowlers. And every year we can run it back, and the Colts are going to be AFC South champions. This is the Kool-Aid. This is Ballard. Bradley can go, but when this is what you give your defense of coordinator, and then you come into the press conference talking about, well, yeah, I really like Flowers. I was relying on them, and, everything was about, circumstantial availability. Chris Ballard, man, come on, man. Nobody who would want to take a job here with this defense, with these players, if you're not going to give them anything.
I can answer that question. Anybody that's unemployed. Anybody unemployed. I mean, it's cliche, but when you don't have a job, I mean, you kind of take what's given to you, the opportunity.
Okay, but you want Gus Bradley to be unemployed, so that would mean the unemployed defensive coordinators are the worst ones. So you want the ones that don't have a job?
Yes. Anything that's better than Gus Bradley, I definitely would take that opportunity, because, I mean, just look at it from a standpoint of, yeah, I agree with what you're saying. For us, you got to have the talent to be, to coach what Robert is. He's a great, defense
Good
coordinator.
coach, good defensive coordinator. Would love Robert Saleh. If we go that route, would love him. It's not about him for me. It's not about a knock on him.
I get it. It's the talent. But with what we have, do you think that Robert can get the most out of EJ? Can get the most out of, because he's really good at his linebackers and D line, but get the most out of Zaire Franklin. Zaire Franklin been in the league 7 years. You said EJ been in the league 6 years, but also get the guys on your front. Buckner, who you just paid, Grover, you just paid. Get the most out of Latu. Get the most out of Kwity Paye, who's up for a contract. He's in the contract year and he's hurt. Get the most out of his front and his linebacker. That's his knack. That's what he's known to do. A lot. Same with D'Amico Ryans. We don't know what Gus has been because he went to be a head coach of Jacksonville. His defense was good, but since then he went to the Chargers where defense was okay. It wasn't and it wasn't like the top in his previous stops, but it was okay with the Chargers. But we did take a chance on him because Matt Eberflus took a job with the Bears, so we needed another DC. But just moving forward, this defense is not going to ever get better. I know you need talent to play. You need the talent to have to be coachable, to go along with your DC or your OC or your head coach. But this guy has not been good in a very long time. Even with you had Darius Leonard, he didn't have and Zaire starting. They even cut Darius Leonard because he didn't.
Because he wasn't good anymore. It wasn't because Gus Bradley had him. He wasn't good.
He wasn't a good fit.
He wasn't good.
Well, it wasn't a good fit. He wasn't good, but he wasn't a good fit in that defense.
You also got to look at Gus Bradley's defense is just outdated. It just is. It's everybody is killing us because our defense. You can say the players, but you can also say the game plan is just not there. And Gus Bradley doesn't pivot. He sticks to his guns no matter if it's working or not. And that's what's killing him.
Because he doesn't blitz a lot. If he did, it's in moments. But in that last drive that Trevor Lawrence had, he did blitz some, but
he got beat.
Trevor Lawrence.
Why? Because the players. It's nuance to this though, guys. Yeah. Like if you want to blitz a lot, you need to have guys who can hold up on the outside. Do you trust Dallas Flowers and Jalen Jones to do that? I don't. It's a double-edged sword. We can go back and forth all day, and I get it. It's not going to hurt me to see Bradley go. But, man, can we get accountability across the board? Because, like you said, could Saleh get the most out of these players? I think the most has already been gotten out of a handful of these players. And it's time to stop acting like these guys who are getting older in their 5th, 6th, and 7th, and 8th seasons are about to blow up and be something that they're not.
I agree. Sean said a bunch of late rounders except D-line. I agree.
That's facts. Thank you for acknowledging that. That is true. These guys were not heavily scouted, heavily talented. The best thing about most of them was they had a great RAC score, and Ballard loves that.
And other Sean said they better figure it out quick because Big Q and Braden aren't getting any younger. This next draft, they better get some defense talent. I agree. We should got a cornerback, but I take Latu. Sean said if we didn't have a defense coordinator right now, our defense can't really get much worse. I mean, you're right. I mean, can't get
worse.
You're
right. I mean, that's true.
But next, we're gonna go ahead and get into the reaction to the game before we do our predictions on the next game coming up against the Titans. Real quick, go over your reactions on this game. We talked about Adler Pierce, talked about Joe Flacco, we talked about the defense. But I'm sure there's some good to go along with that bad that we talked about. Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is the same old show. When we go to Jacksonville, it's like rewatching and binge watching Baywatch. It's just really bad. And we can't do it anymore. You can't put any blame on Shane. Great job by the offense. No one's going to want to hear me say it, but, give the Jags credit, man. They had their backs up against the wall. Doug Peterson called out his players. I mean, did anybody see him in the press conference a week ago? I mean, we can't go out and make the plays for you. You know what I'm saying? But you can talk about me as a coach, but, it's a two-way street. the Jags are a talented team. Don't know why they started as bad as they are, but still felt like we could have won this game and we should have won this game. It's not like nothing is not Gus Bradley's fault. I thought he could have blitzed a little more too, even though we got beat. At least you're trying something, to try to, force a turnover, get a 3 and out, something. And, I know it's tough, but, give credit to the offensive line. They did a good job for Flacco. Alec Pierce made a lot of big plays. This defense, man, regardless of what we do, fire them, whatever we do, can we please get some better players? Please. There's not a defense in the league that doesn't have good players at every level. And then I look at Dallas Flowers, Jalen Jones, those 4 catches for 99 yards. Nobody's going to talk about that. They're going to wait for him to have a great game and show you his grade for the week and talk about how awesome he is. But he was doo-doo water yesterday. I mean, every catch went for a lot. It's just got to get better. Gus Bradley's got to do something. If he doesn't do nothing, sure, everybody will get their wish because this was a really bad defensive performance. Regardless how talented the Jags are, too many big plays. Too many big plays.
I agree. Everything from passing and run game, you had Tank Bisbee for a guy that was a backup. I think he had a big play.
Yeah, it was one big play. Other than that, I thought we did okay. But still, when you're giving up big plays in the passing game, you sure as hell can't give one up in the run game. So,
which, like you said, which was solid because they stopped, Travis, who is a starter. So, you let a backup guy come in and, like you said, had that big play for that touchdown. It just makes things, anything that went wrong did go wrong. Like you said, in the passing game, we did okay in the passing game, pass defense at first. Christian Kirk started going off, along with Brian Thomas Jr., who's a rookie. And I give him credit because he's a talented receiver, but it just seemed like we just could not stop him and could not. And then once he did get limited, then you got Christian Kirk going off. So go ahead. My bad. Also, I got kind of.
No, you're good.
Go ahead.
Man, it's accurate.
Yeah, we've already covered most of this game. Josh Downs had a good game. I'm glad he's back and healthy. He's only going to get better. He's still super young, so it's exciting to see him continue to grow. Hopefully, Michael Pittman keeps growing. He had the touchdown. Mo Alley-Cox had a touchdown. That was big. Great catch by him. And then he had one that he was a little overthrown, but I think he could have got it. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, our defensive line was hurt, but only got one pressure the whole game, and can't do that. You can't do that against a guy like Trevor, even though he's not having a good year this year. If you're not getting pressure, he's gonna make good throws. He's not a trash quarterback if he has time. But I think we should have won this game. Sucks we didn't, but on to the next one.
Yeah, I get my take on it, real quick. And both of you guys had excellent points on that. On which also, what I did see something I didn't like from a receiver, as tall as he is. A.D. Mitchell shying away from contact. He had throws where it might have been, too far out, but he was like, I don't want that. And I didn't like that.
He's playing scared, and he's got to get out of that if he's going to make it in the NFL.
We've seen Michael Pittman Jr. get tackled in his neck, and he still got up. We've seen him helmet come off against the Ravens last year, and he still got up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what your receiver does. I'm not talking bad about A.D. Mitchell. He makes some good plays. He will continue making them down the line in his career. But being scared to make to get tackled, you're going to get tackled. You play a physical sports. When the ball is in your direction, make that play. And he went out of bounds and stuff like that. All that things. I know they're rookie, probably trying to just stay healthy, but you can't play scared, man. When you play a physical sport, man, you sign a contract saying that you're going to do these things. You're going to put your body on the line for your teammates, for your coaches, and for the organization. And he didn't do that Sunday because he was too scared to get hit. And I understand that as well too. A young guy, his first time being in the NFL, but he's a professional. You got to make those plays when they're available to you because You might not get that. You might not get those targets again next week. You might not get them for the next 2 weeks because of that.
Yeah, I mean, we have Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce, Josh Downs. They're all making plays, and he's out here playing scared. Yeah. Ashton Doolin's made plays this year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to make plays if he wants the opportunities.
I agree. But I didn't like that. Our run game, was not as consistent. We did see tight end play from Mo Alie-Cox, who was big. We haven't seen him pretty much all week. I mean, all year, or not all week, all year. And for him to step up, his whole career, yeah. That's a valid thing too. Well, we're not gonna get into that. And then, like I said, I mean, receivers, offense was everything. Offense was great. To go toe to toe. You think, usually when we down like that, Jacksonville won a game. But Flacco's like, nope, we're not done. I'm gonna keep slanging it until the game is over. And he did that. Put us in position to tie the game. And it's just our defense let us down. And it can't happen when you put a performance like that where this guy is 39 years old, taking 4 sacks, getting pressured a lot by Tavon Walker and Josh Allen Hines, who is both are talented. You allowed him to get hit a lot of times, and he's getting back up and making plays to Alec Pierce, to Michael Pittman, to Josh Downs. You cannot waste that with your defense doing that and letting us down and losing a game on a field goal. Defense gave up 37 points, almost 40 points on Sunday, which cannot happen. But nevertheless, we're gonna move on to the next week, and we got another division opponent, and we got another road game. But I'm getting to this. Getting to these comments. Too many everything. Yeah. Eddie Mitchell caught that. He did. He caught one. He caught one, but the others, I seen him just was afraid to make a play where the ball was in his reach, and he moved his hand and allowed the cornerback to either deflect it or whatever it was. But he seemed scared. He is scared, Sean. Yeah. Mr. Train myself to not be outside. He's the reason Steichen is 11 for 11 as our head coach. I don't know.
What does that mean?
Gus. I think he's talking about Gus. Gus Bradley.
He's recent Shane 11 for 11.
That's what I assume he's talking about.
That's his record. That ain't his record. Yeah.
Even if it is, it's only his second season. I mean, what does that mean?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it is a record because, we won 9 games last year and won 2 this year. So, yeah, he is 11. He is the reason. Well, not all of it, but, it could be part of the reason because last year we had some defense collapse. So, yeah, Shane Steichen record would have been a lot better last year. But, I contributed one of those games last year to Shane Steichen when he put in Goodson and had that quarterback who didn't throw the ball correctly to his receiver, even though you're supposed to catch that. I do give some of that on Shane Steichen as well as Gus Bradley.
No coach is perfect, man. No coach is perfect. Shane has done a lot with a lot less at times in his tenure here. I have nothing to be concerned about with an 11-11 record. I mean, it's almost as if people forget football's a team game. There's coaches, there's a GM, there's players. Everything has to kind of go your way. We disagree. I don't believe Gus Bradley's the sole reason why our defense stinks. I think Ballard put a bad team out there. And he's really the guy that we need to kick out the door. In my opinion. Shane Steichen had a backup quarterback with some injuries last year across the board, just little nagging ones, but he did well. I mean, and so far this year, it's not like it's all been bad. Anthony Richardson's been inconsistent, and he's already missed 2 games. And even then, we've still had good moments, and we've put up big plays and some decent numbers. I mean, I don't really know if that's supposed to be about Gus Bradley or if it's, we're hangering around mediocrity, but Shane ain't been here forever. He's played 22 games and he's 11-11, and there's still the rest of the season to play. So I don't really know how to take. Shane's an excellent coach, and
no, he's not. It was not a Shane thing. It was more so Gus. There's nothing about Shane. It was more so.
Yeah, but why post that comment? Let's talk about Chris Ballard's record. I mean, he's been here longer than Gus, and I bet his record is not very good.
Yeah, it's worse. He won one playoff game and no division title. So in 8 years as a GM of this team. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my phone's dying. Damn.
Huh?
My phone is dying.
Uh-oh. Well, let's go ahead and get the predictions before it dies. And if it dies, then it dies. If it dies, it dies. But go ahead, yeah. Colts at Tennessee, week 6, another division opponent, another road game. What are your predictions on this, Austin? Before we get up out of here.
Yeah, so hopefully we get AR back. Hopefully JT's back. And maybe some defensive line, maybe Kwity Paye, maybe Kenny Moore. Hopefully we get a lot of guys back, you know. We got to make Will Levis throw the ball. If he's throwing the ball, he's going to give us the ball at least 3 times. And AR is going to have to, like I said last week, he didn't play, but he needs to just keep that confidence that he had to start the Steelers game and just let it go. If it's deep, if it's short, just hit your guys. I think we win this game. I think it's a bounce back after a bad, tough loss against the Jags. I think I'm going to say 30-20.
Ooh. Oh, so we got another back-to-back 30-point game. Impressive. I get Ron's prediction when he get back, if he comes back in. But my prediction is that I definitely want to lose back-to-back, division games. We already lost 2. We lost, the Texans, and we lost against Jacksonville. I don't think we lose a third one in a row if we want to be a division winner. We can't lose too many of those games. So I got us, winning. I did say, don't want to always say sweep to every team. I want to be realistic. I thought that we would take one out of Jacksonville games and one of the Titans game, not the Titans game, the Texan game. But with the Titans being a bad team with a bad quarterback and just new head coach who probably don't have faith in his quarterback, we're not even sure if he's going to even have Will Levis starting. Maybe Mason Rudolph, which not as good either.
I mean, either way.
So and it don't have the running threat as we did in the previous weeks. They don't have the rushing threat. I know that they're electrifying receivers. They're not the guy that Derrick Henry was last year in the 8 years or 7 years prior to leaving the division. So I got us winning. It seems like all our games are close. I got us winning maybe 27-24. Winning this game. I don't want to rely on Matt Gay, but if he has to, I think he can make a kick to win this game. Hopefully he does not have to do that, but if it is, I have faith that a guy that we paid $24 million last year.
He's got to get back to what he was before.
He has to do that. And I got us winning 24-27. We got something got to give. I know that team is reeling. Like I said, the coach does not believe in his star quarterback, the guy that the fans call what they call him, King Levis.
King Levis.
So this is a game that we got to come back and get those wins. We got to erase those mistakes that we made previous weeks, especially in the Jacksonville game. We got to clean up on those mistakes with defense, get some pressure, stop the run. And I mean, I don't know what's wrong with DeAndre Hopkins. I think he's maybe on a trading block. But you got to defend Calvin Ridley. You defend, Burks is pretty much cooked, but defend Calvin Ridley. Defend who the other guy that got from Cincinnati? What's his name? Tyler Boyd.
Tyler Boyd. Yeah.
Defend those guys, and man on man. In offense, we know they got a good defense. They went out and got secondary because they was pretty bad last year. But get your guy, scheme your guys open if you can't get those same plays that we did last year or last week with Alec Pearson, Michael Pittman, and Josh Downs. Get everybody involved in this game. And we're tired of hearing from Titans fans that JT don't run on that team. Get him going no matter how you do it. Don't do the same runs. Get him in an open space where he can open up the run game. If it's just in a passing game, allow him to get going to where he's getting those positive yards and he's able to have a good game against this team, because we know that Jeffrey Simmons says nobody runs on the Titans, so we got to prove them wrong, as the Jets did. So winning 27-24, and you got 30-20.
Yeah, 30-20.
That definitely would be enough to win a game and move forward to the next game after that. But hopefully we're not back on this panel next week saying shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah, no, we can't do it.
We can't
I
leave
might
here.
not show up.
Sun got us 31-28. Colts. So yes. If we show up, and I think we will. I think we will against
We
the
have
team.
to. We have
That's
to
what
show up.
they were at 1-4, and you know
Yeah,
we had
1-3. I think they had a
1-3.
bye week.
Yeah, 1-4. They're losing the bye week too, but 1-3. With the potential being 1-4, we just got to take them serious. We cannot overlook our opponents. We did that with Jacksonville. Them being at home gave them the extra motivation to win that game, and we can't do that to a team that like they're just bad. Not because of the talent. It's just the overall talent. It's the quarterback play. Quarterback play has not been good in Tennessee, and we had to capitalize on that with our bounce back win on Sunday in Tennessee at the Nissan.
Yeah, and you're going, right?
Yes, I will be there.
I better hear you from the TV.
I'm going now that everything is, is everything from the Vols and Vandy. The all that is gone away now. It should be a clean, roads are clear and everything should be good on my way there. Defense will make them look like Pro Bowlers. Man. Like you said, yeah, we don't want him. We don't want Will Levis getting confidence back. We want him throwing the ball like Carson Wentz again. And Teresa, good show, guys. The Fireball is kicking my butt. Oh, I love Fireball, Teresa. I wish I had some. Next time we need to meet up and drink some Fireballs together, take some shots, and celebrate a win, not an L. Looking forward to you next week. Yes. But on that note, guys, we're gonna get up out of here. I know. Run phone. He lost. He said his battery was.
Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Oh yeah, I was on mute. I was on mute. Did Teresa hear me?
Yeah, I heard everything up until you finished that statement to Teresa.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully we get a win when we drinking those Fireballs and celebrating. But on that note, we're gonna get up out of here, guys, and we'll be here next week, hopefully with the victory. But where can they find you, Austin?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at CookieAustin2.
Yes, sir. You can find me on Twitter at Whoisjah Senior, and here hosting the show, this great show every Tuesday at 8:30 Central Time and 9:30 Eastern Time. And you can follow us on all our social medias. All our social medias. You can find us on Twitter at Horseshoe_mob. Likewise with TikTok, Instagram, and even on Facebook, just regular Horseshoe Mob Podcast. You can follow us on all those platforms, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel with Horseshoe Mob. Thank you guys for your continued support. And before we leave out of here, guys, Sam loves Jalen Ramsey. See you guys.